All right, here we go. 1%. 2% milk. 1% milk. 50% milk? Don't know what that would be like. It'd be pretty intense, I bet. Well, I think as we have said in our lesson, we realize that there are 100 total little tiny boxes here, and just one of them is filled in, so it's 1 out of 100. 1 out of 100. This is 2 out of 100. Wow. This is 50 out of 100 total. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. So what does percent mean? Pretty much means out of. This means out of, out of. What can I do the out of in? A nice pop-up color like yellow. Oh, yeah. That pops. No, it doesn't pop as much as what pops out of green? I don't know. Black, I guess. Yeah. This black line means out of, out of, out of. Think out of. But we're going to see the word of when we do our work. So you think of the word of, but when you hear of, think of out of. They took the out of, out of. Think about it. It works. All right, let's go next. Percent is a number that stands for part of 100. So we have a part out of, out of. It's out of this world, out of 100. That's going to be our whole. See, this usually is the word whole here. Like this, you have your part and you have your whole. But in this case, we need to make the whole, even if it's not out of. I know, use a nice green color. 100. Oh, that's not a nice green color. Use a nice purple color. There we go. How about thicker purple? This is an art class, I know, but you gotta be able to see what I'm talking about. And if you ever notice something here, that if you take the percent symbol like this, it looks kind of like that. It really kind of looks like 100 if you think about it. If you take this part right here, the slash, and make that a 1, and then you have your 2 zeros. I wonder if that's a coincidence. So per, that's what the per and percent means, like a kitty cat, right? That means for every or out of. And then cent, you notice that? All kinds of things that cent means, but it all has to do with 100. So here's out of, okay, 100 cent, we did the centuries, 100 years. A cent is 1 penny out of 100. Yeah, right. By the way, did you know a penny is worth more than 1 cent? Think about it. Okay, centenarian is somebody that can live to be 100 years old. I'm 50, so I'm a half a centenarian. Well, I'm going to be 50 February 11th, just saying. Centipede is a kind of like a worm-looking thing, caterpillar-looking thing, kind of weird thing with 50 legs on this side, and guess how many on the other? Yep, you guessed it, 50. Count them, they're all there. Oh, we gotta put a nice little smiley face on the worm. Yay, that's the funkiest little smile I ever saw. All right, centimeter is, well, a meter has 100. There's 100 little centimeters in a meter, so that's centa. Yeah, maybe there's other cents you can look up. Try it. Kind of Google it, see what happens. Shade in 20%. Well, there's a total of, what do we say, 100 here? So 20% would be, you can do it like this. 10, 20, yep. So out of 100, how many little boxes do we shade in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 20. So what we're trying to say here is that 20% of 100 is 20. Guess what 50% of 100 is? 50. 70% of 100, 70. 100% of 100, 100. If we shaded in 100% of this, how many things do we shade in? 100, yeah. Okay, so that's pretty easy when you do it that way, right? We are going to kick it up a couple notches here. We're going to level up here, so I want to get the basics first. All right, how about this? Shading 20% of all of this. So that means for every 100, we have, here's 100, here's 100. Total of, altogether now, 200 altogether. So for each 100, do we shade in just 10 like this? Or do we shade in 20 for each of them? Well, if we remember back here, for every 100, we shade in 20. That's kind of funky. So it's 20. Yeah, for every 100. So here's 100, we shade in 20. Here's 100, we shade in 20. So what is 20% of the grand total of all of this? Let's make a nice thick red. All of it, 200. What is 20% of 200? 40. It's 40. Yes, yes. 20% of 200 equals 40. So there it is, 20%, 240. Hey, you can go sideways too, right? I went up. What did I go, vertical? I went vertical, up and down. This is horizontal, side to side. So here's the steps. Step 1, think of it as part whole, right? But remember, we're going to do something of 20%. 20 is out of, here's that out of thing, out of what? Out of 100. So it's 20 out of 100. And then what about this? This is 200. Now the 200 is the total, like the whole. The whole goes on the bottom, remember? Whole goes on the bottom. That's like this. You can also think of the whole as whole, can also be thought of as the total, especially when you're doing word problems. That's going to be probably more helpful. It's a lot of different word problems. So the whole thing, the whole enchilada here is 200. That's why we put 200 on the bottom. So what we're trying to find out is the part. What part of 200 is it? Well, we can do this. 100 to say, if you don't want to draw pictures, if you get really big, weird numbers, you're not always going to be able to do this nice and easy picture stuff. And who wants to draw these boxes all the time anyway? I like thinking of them in my head, though. You might. But we say, okay, 100 times something equals 200. Well, 100 times 2 is 200. 2 got that 200. 2 got that 200. So we do whatever we do to the bottom, we're going to do to the top. Here we go. See? Do, 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 do. And 20 times 2 is, well, what do you know, 40. What is 20% of 300? Well, it's kind of easy, right? You see the pictures, right? 20, 20, and 20, right? 20, 20. How many 20s do we have? 3 of them. So we could just say 3 times 20, right? But what would that look like? Like this. Oh, here's the key. And look what you get. You put your 20%, and I'll do a nice little purple, because who doesn't like some purple, right? 20% right here. That's where this goes. Equals, and then our new total is 300. So that's why we put 300 here. And what we're trying to find out is what part of 300 is it? Well, what do you multiply by 100 to get to 300? Well, 3. Do the same thing on top. Voila. And what do you get? 60! There it is. 2. It's almost like you think 2, 4, 6, but just put the zeros after it. 20, 40, 60. Fill this in. I was going to have you guys do this during class, but my gosh, we did not get to it, did we? See, the 15 is there, and then the 100 is kind of like turning it into this. So there's the 100. So let's turn that into like this, and then 33. Oh, wait a minute. I'm so silly. Turn it into this. There we go. Now let's do the 33. I'll do purple for the percent. And so that means 33. And I will no longer continue on this because I think you guys got this. Yeah, I changed my mind. Better yet, pause the video and see if you could fill in the other 2 boxes, like what goes here and what goes here. Try it now, Trees, try it. All right, let's go. Did you get 80? Boom, let's try again. 88 over 100? Voila. And for this one, did you get 12%? Good job. So what is a percent? It pretty much says it's a number out of 100, right? Or the equivalent to a number out of 100. That's probably what's missing. It's really a ratio. A percent is kind of like a fraction because you can say, well, it's 50 out of 100, Mr. Hoffman. That's 50%. So it looks like a fraction. It's kind of like a fraction, but it's more kind of like a ratio, basically, because if you're not working with 100 down here, you're talking about ratios. So just keep the word ratio in mind, and you got this. What fraction of the square? Half. Well, what would this be over here? How many hundreds is that? Count them up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, if you count each of these squares, you're going to get a total of 50. So half is equal to 50 out of 100. And of course, we know anything over 100 is, that's 50 what? 50%, 50 per 100. I might like that. I think I like that idea. 50 per 100. Meow, meow. I'm more of a dog person, but I like cats too, so there you go. And we already got that. 50 per 100, 50%. Ooh, here's a fun way to kind of remember this. It's half a dollar. Half a dollar, how many quarters is that? Quarters, that's 2 quarters. So 2 quarters, how do you write that as a fraction? Well, we just did it as half here, but you could also write it as 2. And did you know the word 4 means quarters? Quattro? Think of quattro, 4, quarter, quattro, quarter. Or there's 4 quarters in a football game, right? So you take the whole game, which is what? An hour? It lasts longer than an hour, I know, but I'm pretty sure it's an hour, and they divide it into fourths like this. So by quarters, the first quarter is 15 minutes. Maybe get a smaller. 15 minutes, the next quarter is 15 minutes, the next quarter is 15 minutes, the next quarter is 15 minutes. So that's how they're doing it. 15 minutes is each quarter. 1/4 of the whole game is 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong, people, football players. Come on. Football watchers, players, watchers, etc. So anyway, just you got to know the takeaway from here is half is the same thing as 50%. 2 quarters. What about 1/4? What's that? 1/4. Remember, 4 is just like quarter. It's a fourth. How many out of 100 would that be? What's 1/4? See, we can do it this way. Out of 100, what would it be? Count them up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25. 5 times 5 is 25. There it is. So, what's a quarter of a dollar? 1/4 of a dollar? 1/4 is 25 cents. 1/4, 25 cents. See, 25%. Yeah. What about 3 quarters? 3 quarters. 3 quarters. Well, if 1/4 is 25 cents, what would 3 of them be? 3/4, right? Are you getting where I'm going with this? 75! Hut, hut, hike! Game's almost over. How do you go from 4 to 100? Ratio time, see? Times 25. Do the same thing on the TOP. And what do we get? 75 cents. Whatever time I say, what do we get? I always think of that song. You move, what's it, 16 tons? You move 16 tons. And what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. Oh, my soul to the company store. Okay, that's an old tune. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry, Reese's. Go. Oh, what do we say? 3/4. Yeah. 3/4 a dollar is 75 cents. 25, 25, and 25. Circle 25% of the Grogu's. Try this. Imagine, how would you do it? Pause the video and imagine how you would circle 25% of the Grogu's. Go. Okay, how'd you do? So what is 25% of 20? There's 20 Grogu's. Did you see that? Did you see how there's 20 Grogu's here? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, because there's 5 groups of 4. So how would you see? What if I did 25% of each group? Would that work? Let's try. There, that one, that's 1/4, right? How many Grogu's? So it says circle, so I shaded. So what? I shaded. Okay, I'll circle too. Fine. I'll circle in blue. I like a blue. Blue, blue, blue. Let's find a nice blue. This one's not too shabby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is 25% of 20? 5. The force is strong with you. Oh, there it is. Here, I did all the work. You see? And if you don't have pictures, it shows you how you can do it here. You start with 25 out of 100, divide by 5, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. That's not a fun. That's kind of a negative song. I'm gonna have to change the lyrics to that. Anyhow, these are the ways you can do it. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. That's pretty much the story of ratios. What about 50% of 20 Grogu's? Isn't this easy? Can't you just circle half of them? Because isn't 50 the same thing as 1/2? Sure enough. Or 2 quarters, right? So you could do 2 quarters. Like here's fourths, right? There's a quarter, there's a quarter. There's a quarter, 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 there's a quarter. You could do it that way, but of course we're a little more sophisticated than that, so we'll probably just know that, hey, we just circle half of them. I did circle half of them, but not in the way you normally circle half. I think the way that you normally circle half is kind of like this. You probably go, you eye it and go, huh, I could circle here and here, here and here, and then like here and here. So let's just kind of go like this. We'll go the green side and we'll do the blue side for this. No, the dark side is red. Oh yeah, the dark side. Yes, Grogu has a little bit of dark side in him, I think. Don't we all? I mean, it's just the way of the world. It's the way. It's the way. And I have spoken. I have spoken. It is the way. I have spoken. There's two different characters from The Mandalorian. I'm kind of merging it together right there with that. So that's how you're probably used to seeing half and half, where this is half here. Cut this one in half. And this is half over yonder. Works either way, right? Either way, you're going to get, what do you get? Besides another day, we'll learn deeper in debt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get 10. And you guys know half of 20 is 10 anyway. Really? This is ridiculous. But when you understand it that way with this kind of question, then the more complex, so-called complex questions will make more sense to you. Get it? Sense. I see dead people. By the way, I watched Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy, and the person who played that character was actually one of the contestants. He's an old guy now. The guy who played the little kid on, what's it called? The Fifth Sense. Oh, it's called The Fifth Sense. Go figure. I didn't plan that, I promise. I couldn't have planned that. I'm not that smart. Okay, next. So here's one way of doing it. So the big takeaway here is that when you have something like 50 out of 100, here, check this out. Sometimes it's easier just to turn that into half. Because otherwise here you would be dividing by something, divide by 5, which is fine, but isn't it easier to multiply by 10? Multiply by 10. So you're going to get 10 here. I think it is. And just remember 50 cents, half a dollar. 50 cent. Circle 75%. So we get the same idea. So I'm not going to belabor this. I think you guys know what to do. I'll just show you. Looks something like this. Again, you would kind of do this here. Right? Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. That's pretty much the name of the game here. But the same point. Watch what you can do. Here's the big takeaway. What if you just change 75 over 100 into 3/4? Right? So instead of doing 7,500 equals something over 20, 2 3/4 equals something over 20. I like this one better. I like it. I look it. I look it. I like it a lot. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to I like it so much. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go like this. This is the way. The Mandalorian. Right here. Okay. What's 30%? What would that be out of 10? Let's find out. Let's take this. It's 3/10. So 30 over 100 is the same thing as 3/10. Do you see that? Isn't that beautiful? I love color. This is a flag of some country. I think, is it Jamaica maybe? Or Africa? I'm not sure, but it's really cool. I love the colors like that. So what percent is that? 30% takeaway, yes. 30 over 100 is the same thing as 3 over 10, which is the same thing as 30, basically per 100. Looks like this in money. You gotta love money. Well, sometimes money's the root of all evil. So sometimes money's not so great. It can ruin people's lives as much as it can help them if they depend on how you use it. So I'm just saying, be careful with money. Totally. So basically we're saying dimes. I like to think of tenths as dimes. Whenever I say 1/10, I go, that's a dime, which is 10 cents, which is 10 over 100. If I have 2 dimes, that's 2/10, which is, 2 dimes, which is 20 cents, which is the same thing as 20 over 100. You guys getting this? If you are, let's try this. What if you have, I already did 3/10. What if I have 4/10? You try it. How many dimes is it? I'm listening. I'm waiting for you. Come on. How many dimes is 4/10? That would be like 4 dimes. Okay. How much cents is that? Just like how many pennies would you have? You would have 40. 40 cents. And that's the same thing as what? Over 100. 40 over 100. So basically what we're saying is 4/10 equals 40 hundredths. Pretty cool, right? You just kind of, like if you add a 0 here, I like this. This is so much fun. If you add, oh, I got pick a color. If you add a 0 here, come on, colors. That color's not popping. Let me erase. Start over. Could have paused the video while I'm erasing this, but I thought you might enjoy how much fun it is to erase things and try it yourself someday. It's a joy. Oops, not that much stuff though. Let's try that again. So, as I was saying, let's make it a little bit smaller. 4/10 is like dimes, 4 dimes, right? 4 dimes, which is really 40 cents, which is really 40, let's go this, 40 over 100. And again, you can say, if you're saying 40 over 100 is the same thing as 4/10, what do we really do? We're just adding a 0. If you add a 0 here, you add a 0 here. Or take away a 0, depending on which way you're going. 4/10. Ta-da! So much fun. 20/10 is, I'm sorry, 20/100 is, dun, 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 2/10, 2 dimes, which is 20 cents, 20%. Circle 20% of the 20 Grogus. Pause the video, try it out. What if we set them up like this? I think it's a little bit easier when you set them up horizontally like this, because you can see that this is 2/10 and this is 2/10. That's 20% and 20%, which is a total of 4. So what's 20% of 20 Grogus? The answer will be 4. 4 Grogus. Let's see if that sounds about right. Oh yeah, see? 20%. So, but the cool thing about this is you're doing it over here. If you're setting it up like this, you could go 100 divided by something is 20 and divide up here. Divide. But I like to do this is the way. I like to turn this right here, this 20 over 100, into 2 over 10. Oh yeah, turn it into 2 over 10. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Because then all you gotta do is multiply by 2, and multiply by 2 here, multiply by 2 here, and you get 4. 2 times 2, so much easier. Speaking of way, there are 3 main ways that you're gonna see percent problems being asked of you. And they are given right here. What is 20% of 50? 10 is what percent of 50, and 10 is 20% of what? That's what you gotta find. Either way, I always start with this concept. Like step 1 is thinking of concept, part over whole equals part over whole. This is really gonna be kind of like your step 1 every time. Step 1. Then start thinking, well, I need to turn the percent. I always like to start with the percent here and convert it. Boom, 20 per, remember this line means per what? In this case, it's per 100 because this percent means 100, right? Per 100. Then what about this? The what's got to go somewhere and the 50's got to go somewhere. Well, the 50 is the part or the whole. Which one is it? The word of is your giveaway. Think of out of, part, out of, whole. Part, out of, whole. So as you can see, for example, like 2 out of 3 over here, 2 out of 3 is really 2 out of 3. Part, out of, whole. So 50 is on the bottom. That's the whole or the total. The part is on the top. There we go. Now what do we do? Divide by 2, divide by 2, and we get here 10. 10/50ths. Interesting. So what is 20% of 50? 10 is 20% of 50. 10 is 20% of 50. Part over whole. Try this one. This time we're trying to find the percent. Last time they gave us the percent, see? This time we don't know what the percent is. So what do you think? Something over 100, that's going to be empty. We don't know. We're trying to figure that out. Part over whole. Pause the video. Where's it go? Don't even pause the video. You know this, right? Of what? Of 50. Part out of. Where's the out of? Out of here. Out of my mind. Mr. Hoffman, you are out of your mind. Yes, I know. Thank you. Tell me something I don't know. Whew. Okay, out of. 10 out of 50. So there it is, 10 out of 50. Out of. out of 10 out of 50. That's how you set it up. How would you solve? Boom, 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 times 2, boom, do the same on the TOP, boom, 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 boom. So what we're saying here, what I'm trying to tell you is that 10 is 20% of 50. Oh, that's kind of a mess. I kind of bleed in a little. So 10 out of 50 is 20%. You can do it that way too. 10 is 20% of 50. Yeah, works both ways. Finally, this time we're looking for the denominator, the whole. Last time we found the part. See? Here, over yonder, we were trying to find the part. Now this time we're trying to find the whole. Let's start with a percent. Boop, 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 boop. Of what? Down the bottom. The part is what they give us. 20 times what is 10? Oh, why does it say divided by? Oh, 20 divided by 2 is 10. Sorry. Do the same thing on the bottom. 200 divided by 2 is 50. Or you could say 2 times something is 100. What do you multiply 2 by? You get 50. There it is. So you end up really all the same thing in the end here. If you look at them, they're really all the same. But they're going to ask you for different parts of those things. Or wholes. Or percents. 20% of 50. Okay, try this. Which proportion goes with 7 is what percent of 20? Take a look. Pause the video. We're not got all day. Take your time. Hurry up. It's already 26 minutes into the video. If you're still here, you're awesome. And you're probably awesome if you're not here too. Just saying. But I feel like you're more awesome if you're still here. I could be wrong. Okay, so let's see here. 7 is what percent? So I always right away I think what percent is, we don't know what the percent is. So if you look here, they tell you the percents. Oops, I want to show this. They tell you the percents here, so it can't be that one or that one. So by default, it's got to be this one, right? Let's just make sure. The out of 20, yep, and that goes on the bottom. And sure enough, I feel pretty confident, and 7 is on the TOP. Whoa! Yes, okay. Oh, look, I could have just done this. Okay, which proportion goes with this? What is 35% of 20? Pause the video. Okay, so it's not this one. One of these two. Now, can you tell which one it is if you haven't done so already? Pause the video. Well, it's not that one because out of goes on the bottom. And of course, what goes on the top, we don't know. How about this one? 7 is 35% of what? Process of elimination, right? The only thing that's left. Pause the video anyway. Pause for the cause. Kitty cats and dogs. Pause. Okay, it's got to be one of these two. And of course, out of what? Of goes on the bottom. Try this one. What percent is 6 out of 25? A little bit trickier. Pause. Okay, it can't be these two because we're looking for a percent. So it's got to be A or B, right? They give you the percent. 6%, 20, 25% doesn't. Nah, we don't. There we go. Good job. So solve it now, smarty pants, if you're so smart. By the way, smart is not just what you're born with, it's what you become. I think it's more of what you become than what you're born with. We're all on a growth journey and are capable of achieving amazing things. Okay, boom. Multiply by what? 25 times something is 100. 25 times 4 is 100. Do the same thing to the TOP. 24. There's the answer. 24 what? 24, what does that 24 mean? Well, it's over 100, so it's per 100, so it's 24%. There it is. Boop, there it is. What proportion goes with 60% of 200 is what number? Pause the video, give it a try. Well, this one. I think I gave it away too fast, didn't I? Because it could have been this one, and it could have been this one. And I think right away you can tell that see, because it's 60%, it can't be this, and it can't be this. Of 200, oh, there it is, because it says of, so you know 200 goes on the bottom. And there it is. Woohoo! Solve it, smarties. Oh, I want to go back to this. Did you guys catch the easier way of doing this? You could turn that into 6/10, 6 dimes, right? And then you could say equals something over 200. You're still going to get the same answer. So 10, maybe it was easier that way. This time maybe it was easier to keep it like this. But sometimes it'll be easier, I think, to actually change it to 6/10. Just saying, maybe in this case. And sometimes you're going to have to. Sometimes it won't work unless you do change it. But more on that later. Let's continue. Try this one. What is 40% of 50? I'm going to work backwards this time. I'm going to start the process of elimination by starting with of 50. So it could be this one. This one? No. Could be this one. This one? No. Okay, so it's either A or C. Now, what about this 40%? Now I'll go to the 40%. Which one says 40%? This one says 40%. This one does not say 40%. This is another way of doing it. There's more than one way to do these things. Just saying. Solve it. Yo, you got a problem? I'll solve it. Check out the DJ. No. Try that again. Yo, you got a problem? I'll solve it. Check out the hook while the DJ revolves it. Oh, that's going way back. Okay. We're dividing. See? This one might be easier. I'm just saying, watch. What if we did this first? What if we went like this? 4 dimes. Yeah, 40 cents is the same thing as 4 dimes. 40 cents percent is the same thing as 4 dimes. And then what if we put like this? Oh, I like it this time. Because then you're multiplying by 5. Here you're multiplying by 5, and you get 20. All right? What would it be the other way, though? It would be dividing by 2. Divide by 2. I like multiplying more than dividing in this case. So, but you still get 20 either way. 25% of 36. Okay, part over whole. So I think this is a recap of what we've done so far. Of 36 on bottom. What? What? No, what'd you say? Just kidding. Oh, so that's how you set it up, and then this is how you solve. Yeah, you got a problem? Yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Dun, 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 dun. See, now they look at this. How do you go from 100 to 36? It's not happening. So guess what is going to help here? Dude, think money. Think of money. Money, money, big money, big money. While I watch Wheel of Fortune, they spin the wheel and they go, big money, big money. I want big money. Guess what the big money is? 25 out of 100. Think money. Guess. Here's your hint. You got it? Yeah, 1/4. Bring it down to 1. Instead of this, what will we put here? 1/4. You have to this time, I think, have to change it. Because now it works. 4 times something equals 36. You can do that. This you can do. This, I can't do. This makes me sad. This makes me happy, joy. Because I know my 9's tables, and I use my fingers, and I don't even care. So ha ha ha. 4 times 9 is 36. So guess what? I'm going to do the bottom, do the top, Mr. Hoffman. That's what you said. I know I said it. But I like to hear you say it too. Again, that's something else. Yeah, okay. 9. Isn't that beautiful? So 9 is 25% of 36. You got $36? You're going to give me 25%? Yeah, you're right? You're going to give your mom 25%, right? And your dad 25%? They would each get $9. that leaves you with half of that, which is 18, 50%, right? You better know this stuff, because when you're making big money, you better know how to do your percents for money, because you might be splitting it up with your group, your team, or your mom and dad, because they might be your boss. I don't know. They are your boss, right? I think. Okay, try this one. Oh, circle 25% of 36. This is just a visual to bring it back to how this. I love visuals, especially with Baby Yodas. So we can do 1/4. See how there's a total of 4 things here, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you just shade in only one of those 4, so I'll back up here, you get 1/4, which is the same thing as 25%. See it right here. But you could do it this way too. This is fun. See, divide it into fourths, 36 of them. There it is, 9. So there's your 25%. 1/4 is 9. What is 75% of 40? Ooh. See what I mean? Watch how this is. You know where this is going, right? Can you see where I'm going with this? Like, this makes me sad. Little tears. Cry me a river. This is supposed to be a river. Okay, that's a river. All right. So what do we do? Aha! What am I saying? Big money! Think money! Big money! Wheel of fortune! Spin the wheel! You land on a dollar bill with 4 quarters. And we know that 75%, 3 quarters, 25 plus 25 plus 25, that's 75. That's 3 quarters of a dollar, 3/4 a dollar. There it is, 3/4. Now look at this beauty. Look how beautiful this is. This is so friendly. I love friendly numbers and friendly transactions. Oh, wait, did you see this? Look. Maybe I should make the eyes white. Ta-da! Happy face. Bottom, top, 30. That's nice. So what looks like it's impossible becomes possible with just some basic information and knowledge about fractions. You can make them our friends. Okay, 3/4. There's 1/4. 25% is 10 Yodas. 20 Yodas is 50%. That's half of them. Out of 40, remember, out of 40, out of this world. And so 30 Yodas would be 75% out of 40. What's 100%? Ah, you guessed it, 40. It's 10 for every 25%. Oh, here's the other way of looking at it. And now that's blue, yellow, because I'm matching it with over here to the left here. I better pick a different color. Here. Yep, so that's green. It's a total of 30 Yodas. Baby Yodas, or Grogu's, or the child's, whatever preference. Ah, this lesson goes on forever, I know. Hang in there, we're almost done. 30% of 90. Ah, again, you see where this is going? What the heck? So what are we gonna do? I don't know, but see, this looks like a happy face. We gotta, I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling like this right now. Okay, but we're gonna turn that frown upside down. You watch. Ready? Here we go. What are we gonna, think money, big money. Spin the wheel. Where's it gonna land? I think it's gonna land on 30 cents, which is the same thing as how many tenths. Let's turn that into tenths, because doesn't tenths go into that really nice? I think it does. See, and we're starting to get a happy face now. It's coming. I can feel it. Do you feel the smile coming? I can sense the smile and the force. Ha-ha! I knew it. The force is strong with you, if I haven't said it before. Okay, times 9, and do the same thing on the top. There it is. Oh my goodness, the impossible becomes possible. What would that look like? Can you believe I made 90 Yodas over here? You can count them if you want. 90 Yodas. So what is 30% of 90 Yodas? How would we do that? How many groups of Yodas did I make, by the way? Can you tell? Let's see, I'll try this. And how many are in each group? So if you go this way, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's 10. And if you go down, I'll do red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a 9 by 10. So you know it's 90 because 10 times 9 is 90 Yodas. Baby Yodas. Be wise. 90 be wise, baby Yodas. or the child's, TC's, 90 TC's, the child's, or Grogu's, 90 G's. There's 90 G's here. Okay, what do we got? So I'm trying to think, how would we represent? So what would 10% of this be? 1/10, right? So I think I'm going to do it this way. This is 1/10. It's one out of a total of how many groups? It's one group out of 10 groups. So this is 1/10. And how many Yodas are in 1/10? 9, right? Okay, so let's see what that looks like. There it is. So 10%, 1/10, 1 dime is 9 Yodas. Here's 2 dimes is 18 Yodas. See, 9 plus 9 is 18. What would 3 dimes be? In other words, what's 3/10? 30%, right? And how many Yodas would 30% of 90 Yodas be? 18 Yodas. The end. You made it. The force is strong, super strong with you, stronger than it's ever been with me. Bye. Pride, passion, purpose, Panthers. Ah, this is the way. I have spoken.